Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking something absolutely fascinating. We're looking at the Muslim Legacy series, specifically their Grade 1 curriculum, to see exactly how it translates these really deep, complex theological concepts into a framework that a 6-year-old can not only grasp, but actually practice. To really understand why this curriculum even exists, we have to listen to the author's own words. He points out that we have, quote, a new generation growing up in a world that increasingly pulls young hearts toward values foreign to Islam. And honestly, that perfectly captures the modern challenge, doesn't it? Passing down faith and identity in a world that's changing at lightning speed is tough. It's way more than just memorizing historical facts or checking off syllabus bullet points. It's really about anchoring a child's heart. Okay, let's dive into this and look at our roadmap for today. We'll kick things off with the Faith Education Challenge, then move right into storytelling with Grandpa Siddiqui. After that, we'll explore modeling curiosity and dialogue, see how to go from abstract to actionable, and finally, wrap up with Raising Stewards of Tomorrow. Section 2, Storytelling with Grandpa Siddiqui, the narrative anchor. Instead of opening up Chapter 1 with this dry textbook definition of a creator, the curriculum anchors the lesson in this incredibly warm, relatable scene. It's a grandfather and his grandson, just watching birds by the window. And the grandson simply asks, "Who painted those birds?" It's brilliant because it invites the child into the lesson through pure curiosity and a connection to nature, rather than just lecturing at them. And here's a fun fact. Grandpa Siddiqui isn't just a made-up character. He's actually the author, Mustafa Asen Siddiqui. He's a real grandfather of 8. He's literally taking his own lived experience of raising children and grandchildren and pouring it into these pages. By writing in that comforting voice of a family elder, he totally bridges the generational gap and builds this immediate sense of trust with the young reader. Section 3, Modeling Curiosity and Dialogue, the Type 2 Method. So, the curriculum features 2 recurring student voices to represent totally different learning styles, Zara and Bilal. Zara is the one constantly asking these probing, really emotionally honest questions, like expressing genuine anxiety about what happens if she messes up or misses a prayer. Bilal, on the flip side, is your go-to for practical, foundational, action-oriented answers. And this brilliantly illustrates how the teacher's manual prepares educators to handle diverse student voices. It gives them the tools to validate different learning styles without ever making a child feel inadequate. The manual actually gives educators this absolutely crucial piece of advice. Honor this question. Don't rush past it. So when a kid like Zara asks if she'll get in trouble for making a mistake, the curriculum explicitly tells teachers to meet that anxiety with mercy. It's a very deliberate shift away from fear-based teaching. It proves to these kids, right from the start, that their religion is fundamentally built on compassion. Just to give you a quick lay of the land, here are the 4 core units. Who is Allah? Who is a Muslim? The Prophet and Islam, and worship and daily life. It's a really logical progression. It takes a first grader on a structured journey, from grasping the massive concept of God all the way down to how they should actually behave on a random Tuesday afternoon. Section 4, From Abstract to Actionable, Making Theology Concrete. Let's look at the concept of akhlaq. Essentially, it means good character. Being kind, honest, gentle, patient. But what I love is how the text frames this. It makes it clear that good character isn't just a fleeting feeling of being nice. It's built through repeated, small choices every single day. It takes this big, abstract ideal and turns it into a totally manageable, tangible habit. Think about the idea of smiling as charity. The curriculum shares specific stories like how the Prophet would smile at everyone, to prove to a 6-year-old that even the easiest, tiniest actions carry a huge amount of spiritual weight. It's basically saying, hey, you don't need a bank account to give charity. You literally just have to smile. That instantly empowers them. This connects perfectly with tawakkul. That's the concept of trusting Allah, knowing He will take care of us, so we don't need to be afraid. Grandpa Siddiqui teaches this through a story about a scary thunderstorm, which is super relatable for a kid. So the crucial point is, it shows children that theology isn't just something you memorize for a test. It's a real, practical, emotional tool they can use to handle fear right there in their own bedrooms. Section 5, Raising Stewards of Tomorrow, the Ultimate Goal. Now we're getting to the heart of the matter, the role of a khalifa or a steward. This is someone who takes care of something that belongs to someone else. By introducing this idea early on, the curriculum is empowering first graders.
It shifts their perspective so they see themselves not just as consumers in this world, but as active caretakers on a divine mission.
And you pair that stewardship with amana, which means a trust. It's taking care of something carefully because it's been given to you to protect. The lessons apply this directly to the earth. They teach kids that the environment, the trees, the water, it's all an amana. It's a sacred trust that we are personally responsible for safeguarding. So what does that look like in practice? It's macro theology becoming micro habits. Say Bismillah before eating. Smile at others. Don't waste water. Pick up trash. I mean, sure, getting a 6-year-old to actually pick up their trash can sometimes feel like an everyday miracle, right? But when you equip them with the spiritual why behind it, it changes everything. A young child can do every single one of these things today, turning big spiritual ideas into immediate, actionable stewardship. If there's a beating heart to this entire curriculum, it's this phrase right here: sincerity over perfection. It constantly reminds children that being a Muslim doesn't mean you're never going to make a mistake. Actually, it's all about trying, and when you inevitably fall down, getting right back up. When Zara worries about needing to be perfect, Bilal is right there to remind her that grace and effort are what actually matter.
So I'll leave you with this final provocative thought to chew on. How will teaching stewardship today shape the world tomorrow? Because if we can anchor a child's heart in wonder, equip them with mercy rather than fear, and teach them to care for the earth as a divine trust, well, the long-term impact on our future is just limitless. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, and we'll see you next time.